So we are on page 18, okay? We are used to our notation for a first derivative of y prime, f prime, dy dx, or the derivative of a function. What are we talking about a second derivative now? How am I going to say this? What double prime? Y double prime. F double prime. This one, I know. Anyone ever says with this is second derivative, okay? Why is the squared after the d here and after the x there? No idea. There's no rhyme or reason. I've looked it up. I've asked other teachers. They're like, I don't know. So I've never heard someone say d squared y or dx squared. Nope, just say second derivative. Same with this. I need the second derivative of that function. And all that's saying is take that derivative twice. So let's go do that down here. It says find the second derivative of this ditty. Here we go. What would y prime be? Let's do the first one first. Derivative of 2 secant.
2 secant tangents.
2 secant tangents. Very good. Finish it up, Mr. Greer. What's the derivative of an e to the x?
E to the x.
You know it. What are you having? Okay, Mr. Greer found us the first derivative perfectly. Now I got to go get that second derivative where we're going to say y double prime. Where we just get, all right, Mr. Nelson. What rule do you think we're going to have to do here? No, you got this. Because it's 2 secant being multiplied by tangent. He's saying, all right, I'm ready for the product rule. I ain't scared. Here we go. I'm making you earn it, though. F prime.
So, 2.
Derivative secant. Perfect. That is my f prime. Let's go multiply that by g. Love it. Plus. So that's f prime
plus tangent squared
times g plus, so close.
Wait.
Derivative of tangent is something else squared. You got it. Secant squared times f. Beautiful. He said, excuse me, we're not done. I just did the derivative of this one. Plus the derivative of that guy, bud, got me what more? He said plus an e to the x. Okay, you guys just for kicks. Could I simplify that?
Yes.
What would y double prime be, Mr. Colin? Because we're a little beefing today. 2?
Secant x tan x squared
Yes, love it.
plus 2 secant x cubed
Ooh,
e to the x.
very well done. All right, so Heald says for f prime here, for that first derivative, f prime would be how much, buddy? 8. Good. What do I do with that angle? Leave it, because we're talking about the chain rule. And I'm going to write it as 1/2 x. Because then, Heald, I got to multiply by the derivative of that angle. What's the derivative of 1/2 x? 1/2. Heald, if I didn't rewrite that as 1/2 x, and I asked for the derivative of x divided by 2, what rule would have had to use if it was division? The quotient rule. Okay. Here we go. Making it rough on you. Let's simplify this. What's 1/2 of 8? 4 cosine of 1/2 x. My man Heald is going to do this on his own, and he's going to earn this candy. Heald, we got to go do the second derivative. You can do this. What's the derivative of 4 cosine?
4
Perfect. Are you cool if I throw my negative out front and I say -4 sine? Okay. This is going to be a chain rule because I've got an outer cosine and my inner angle. So I'm going to leave my angle like I did before, bud. We got to multiply that by the derivative of my angle, Heald. Derivative of 1/2 x. Beautiful. Heald, finish it up. What is my -4 times my 1/2 going to simplify to be?
-2.
Beautiful. Good, good, good. She's like, I see some y, so I'm thinking dy dx. Sammy, start me. Yes. Shoot, she just scooted through that. So we're going to get my dy dx on one side. I also can barely hear myself because my ears are so clogged. Oh, you're sweet. No worries. If I'm talking loudly, that's why. I just can't hear. Help me out. Let's get dy dx all by itself. dy dx leaves me with a 2y minus 7 equals 4. We got dy dx is 4 over 2y minus 7.
Yeah, we get
D squared y over dx squared.
We gotta do it again. Do we want to do quotient rule? Which we could, and I think we're comfortable with quotient rule, so I'm fine with that. He says, I already started it. Could I do and say this is the same by moving that up? No, I'm good with quotient rule because people, that's where our head goes, and I'm fine with doing it that way. I just want to show you, could we do a second derivative with that? Would I have chain rule? I've got an outer and inner, which is fine. Well, no, I'm good with either. I say we go quotient rule because that's where your head was. I'm going to show you how this is equivalent after, though. Sound good? I say we go with what our thought was, though. So I'm going to leave this guy. I'm going to move him for now. Let's go quotient rule because we haven't done a second derivative like this yet. So let's say d squared y over dx squared. Guys, if you mix up where those squares go, it's fine. AP is not going to lose sleep over it, okay? Who's going to help me? I need one person so I know who to throw candy to. Do a little quotient rule. Soph.
2y minus 7.
Mm-hmm.
Times 1.
Close. Derivative of a constant is 0. Very good. And what I sometimes do at that point is I kind of cross that out to let it know, oh, that whole thing is nothing now because she said nothing. Low d high
Minus 4
minus high.
is 2 dy dx.
Nice, girlfriend. She said 2 dy dx. That's my derivative of my lower. All over.
2y minus 7 squared.
Beautiful. She's found my second derivative. She sure did. Here's the question. He's like, can we leave it? And I hear you. Here's the only thing I got beef with. That dy dx right there. Because they didn't tell us to find it at a certain point. But we need to replace this guy. What do you think I could replace a dy dx with? Hey! Do we have a dy dx? Could I say, oh, that could go there? Yeah, Mr. Brady says, could this just be -8 right here? And then, okay, let's write it. Brady, ready? If we've got, I'm actually going to leave it out just in case people are like, what, where are things coming from? -4 times a 2 times up. My dy dx is a 4, 2y minus 7, all over 2y minus 7 squared. Healed? Focus. Brady, can I take this times that times that? Yeah, what would that get me?
Negative 32.
Love it. Over 2y minus 7. Over 2y minus 7 squared. Ooh, I can't, because look, my denominators don't match, right? Question. These do not cancel out because the denominators don't match. What is dividing by 2y minus 7 squared the same as multiplying by? Ooh, so you're saying I have -32 2y over 7, 2y minus 7, times what? 1 over 2y minus 7 squared. What would my final answer be?
2y minus 7 cubed and the -32.
Yeah, she's saying I'd have 2y minus 7 cubed on the bottom there. Do you have to go that far? No. But is their answer going to be that? For sure, if it was multiple choice. If it was free response, Gucci, right here. You know what I'm saying, people?
2y.
Wouldn't this be 4? We said the equivalent would be this, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go take this derivative. Be careful, though. What's the derivative of my outer going to get me? -4, parentheses, leave the inner, to the -2nd. Oops, I didn't write that nicely. -2nd. What's the derivative of the inner? Be careful. 2 dy dx. Okay. He says, I don't like it. I don't blame you. This is uncomfortable. Could I replace this with my dy dx again? Okay. So again, you don't have to write this down. I'm just showing you another option, you guys. We got a 2y minus 7, that's to the -2nd, times a 2 times, instead of dy dx, I could write that, which was a 4 over 2y minus 7. Is this the same as that? Where would I throw this? On the bottom. Don't I already have one of them on the bottom? Is that going to get us 2y minus 7 to the 3rd down there? Yeah, buddy. Would I have a -4 times a 2, which is -8 times a 4 to get a -32? So same thing, different way to do it. Is it easy to forget chain rule? Yeah, but chain rule is in both of them, so just throwing different options out there, okay? Here we go. First derivative, what's f prime? Inverse tan.
Oh, inverse tan. It's the 1 over.
1
plus
Yes.
2x squared.
Yes. Don't forget, you just did all of it but the du dx.
You multiply by 2x squared.
Careful. So it's 1 over, 1 over 1 plus u squared, which is what you did, times du dx. The derivative of this. Which is, what?
1.
Nope, derivative of 2x. 2. I couldn't hear you. So I would say, I thought you said 2x squared. I would say we had 2 over 1 plus, let's just simplify this before we have to go second derivative. How do we want to say 2x squared? 4x to the second. Okay, that's my first derivative. Can we go find a second derivative?
Yeah.
Do you want to go quotient rule?
No.
Or do we want to rewrite?
Chain.
Chain. Do you got? How would we rewrite that?
Negative first.
2.
And 1 plus 4x squared to the negative.
You got it. I'm fine with quotient rule, but this looks good. Chloe, you ready to chain rule that girl?
Sure.
Derivative of the outer. Boom.
Negative 2, 1 plus 4x squared. And then it'd just be 8x.
Love it. What's my new exponent going to become? If I brought that out front, we take 1 away, so my new exponent is going to become
Negative 2.
perfect. So she took the derivative of the outer. She left the inner. She said the derivative of the inner is going to be a 8x. Gorgeous. Who could just simplify this how their answer might have it written? Go ahead, Greer.
Negative 16x.
God, you're so smart. I was going to say negative 4. That's the snot in my head talking. It's negative 16x over.
1 plus 4x squared to the second.
That makes me weep. Dice, help me out with my first derivative. We got to get through the first to get to the second. 2x.
2y dy dx.
How small
Equals 0.
You got to. So, you're good with, that's my first derivative. Dice, what are you having?
Yeah, twitch.
Here we go. Let's go get that dy dx by itself. Hitler, go get my dy dx by itself. Move everything away.
Minus 2x.
You know it. So he's saying, all right, I'm going to subtract my 2x. Then what are we going to do to get my dy dx by itself, Het?
Divide by 2y.
Love it. Hitler, negative 2x over a 2y. What could cancel?
2's.
Yeah, so what do we want to say my dy dx is?
Negative x over y.
Just gorgeous. Okay, guys, that's the first derivative. Can we go do the second derivative?
Yeah.
We can do it. What rule are we going to use?
Chain.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chain.
Y to the
Chain.
Oh, you're saying, wait, that would look like this, wouldn't it? Wouldn't this, is this the equivalent?
Oh, I didn't cancel out the 2's.
Guys, is this equivalent?
Yeah.
What rule would I have to use?
Product.
I'd have to use product rule, which is fine.
Still better than quotient.
Really? Okay, whichever. I don't care. You want to go product rule? You guys are adorable. Let's do it. You guys, we really going product rule. I dig you. Go quotient rule will meet you at the end.
No.
Okay. Here we go. You guys, we're going product rule. I dig it. Let's try it.
Negative. I'll do quotient. 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see you at the end, Bondi. You'll be fine. Okay, so my second derivative.
Sit down, buddy.
Mr. Nelson said f prime is negative 1. G, Nelson.
Y to the negative first.
I dig it.
Plus.
You just did fig.
Yep.
Plus
Negative y.
negative y to the,
Oh, negative second.
very good, and then,
Dy dx.
yes,
And that's it because it would be 1.
that's g prime. So look what he just did. He just did f prime times g plus g prime times, what's my f, buddy?
Oh, negative x.
Perfect. That's hard. That's hard. I'm not saying, I think that was harder than quotient rule, I gotta be honest. That's okay, because guess what you did? You did it. Peeps. They want to know what is the second derivative at that point. Can I go plug in some points? Maybe we want to rewrite this a little before we plug in. I dig everything you're thinking. How might we want to rewrite this? Yes, Amy? Oh yeah, oh my gosh, you are so good. Give me 1 sec. Let's simplify and then we're gonna come to that. Sammy, where can I put this guy with the negative exponent? On the bottom becomes positive exponent. So how would I rewrite this here?
Negative y.
So we're gonna say negative 1 over y. You could say to the first, but it's the same as y. Sammy, keep going. What is this negative times this negative gonna do? Positive, so I'm going to say plus. Sammy, what do I want to do with this? Yeah, so I'd have 1 over y squared. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize that there was an x there. So we'd have an x over y squared dy dx. Is that right?
Would the dy dx just be next to it? Or
Yeah, because it's all being multiplied. So now, you guys, could we just go plug in our point of 4, 3?
No. You gotta put dy dx.
I love it. So this is kind of where Sammy was going, but I love where you guys are thinking real fast. Okay, don't forget, you guys, they want this second derivative at this point. Sammy said, couldn't I put in negative xy in for that dy dx? I agree. Let's go more specific. What's my x?
Negative 4 over 3.
Ah, my x is 4, my y is 3. So couldn't I say dy dx is actually negative x over y, negative 4 over 3?
Yes.
So let's go plug in some points as we go. What is my y? Because wouldn't that be negative 1 over 3 then? Plus what's my x?
4
Over,
9.
yeah, 3 squared is a 9. And then we said, what are we plugging in for dy dx? Negative 4 thirds. Beautiful. Minus 16/27. What do we need to get common denominators?
So just multiply by 9.
Yeah.
9 on the top and the bottom. Negative 9/27 minus 16/27 is negative 25/27. Look.
Was way easier than whatever this looks like.
Yeah.
It really was.
I agree. You guys, look at how nasty they are. You just did all that and they had a positive 25/27. So just be careful.